Good morning. It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. I hope I'm talking loud enough for my voice to transmit through the microphone. I was having a conversation with my cousin yesterday, and he was prone to having a big stomach, even though he's as thin as I am. And what he told me is his issue is he likes bread, and after, this is not about skincare, but we're talking about health overall. So he said he cut out the carbs, and now his stomach isn't all big and stuff. Also my former employee, well, not my former supervisor, a gentleman, he was about let's say 76 years old. He's an avid gym. He's like a gym rat. He went to the gym every day. Even in his 70s, he went to the gym every day. His stomach couldn't get any flatter. He started to have a big stomach. He started taking a hormone supplements. Started taking testosterone shots. It still didn't do anything. Ultimately, he started doing two things, but I don't know how the other thing helped. But one thing he did was he cut back on the bread. He cut back on the bread, and he lost 25 pounds. I would say probably within 6 months. And during that 6 months, overlapped with the time when the gyms were closed due to COVID, so he wasn't exercising as much, but he lowered his carbs intake. He lowered his, caloric intake, right? Or sugar, because as far as I'm understanding, 100% of your carbohydrates turns into sugar. So what happened was he lost a lot of weight. Another thing he was doing was I think he was using cinnamon for something. I didn't really recall what it was for. I should ask him what it was for, but he started using, I believe he was using the cinnamon to sweeten his coffee, which doesn't really make sense when I'm saying it right now, but anyhow, this whole carb thing is a real thing. I'm realizing, even when I was back in 2014, I used to exercise. I was trying to really bulk up, so I used to take a protein supplement from GNC. GNC has a vegan or a vegetarian protein supplement. I think it's a vegan protein supplement. Back in the days, it came in a white canister. Well, it's plastic, but a white plastic cylinder with green writing on it to differentiate it from the other supplements. And I had the chocolate flavored one. So what I would do, since I found out eventually that I had a low tolerance for milk, so I couldn't take whey protein. I couldn't take whey protein because it's a derivative of cows. When I took the whey protein, I started feeling all kind of sick. So I eventually got the vegetarian protein supplement, and that worked out very well for me. I gained, I don't know how much I gained, but I went from I gained about 16 pounds, but it was all muscle at that time because I was exercising every day. But I was eating everything that I could for the most part, pizza and fish and stuff like that. But when I wanted to cut down, I wanted to really get definition, I had to cut out the carbs. Your muscles need energy, so having those carbs to put some fat on it, or to at least have some energy reserves for your muscles to draw from, is very important. there's a balance. There's energy going in and there's energy coming out. And carbs turn to sugar, and sugar, when you don't use the energy from the sugar, it gets stored. So, us guys working in the office, sitting in the cars all day, that causes you to not expend a good amount of energy. I think I'm fortunate in the fact that this car is squeaking. I'm fortunate that I don't really eat that much, I guess. But I myself, in my older years now, I just turned 40 last year. So, I'm seeing progressively I'm not able to maintain certain kind of definition, but I don't even exercise. So I've been very fortunate. But yeah, I would say try to find alternatives to the carbohydrates, but not in a crazy, insane way. Not to go crazy about it. You could, everything is in measure. You want to expend energy, and it's kind of hard with the lockdowns. Kind of hard when you have different responsibilities in life to do those things. But one thing I do find with myself is the more active I am, the less I eat. I was playing video games with my son, and I realized that he doesn't drink his juice when he's playing the game. And myself, I don't drink enough water, period. I don't drink enough water in general. Why is that hanging so low? I don't drink enough water in general, but when we're playing video games, we're really not hydrating enough. We're not eating enough. And yeah, that's something that has to be. When you're distracted, you don't get as hungry. In my opinion, it would seem so. So, trying to stay busy is very important. I've always wanted to find out fast ways. Healthy fast foods. Like, what's a healthy fast food? So far, I would only say Chipotle. Chipotle is pretty good in my opinion. I can't really say anything else. Tortillas are corn, which is a kind of a carb. Burritos, I should say. Yeah, tortillas. But you never really hear about something called corn sugar, though, right? You don't hear about flour sugar either. But it may have a lower glycemic index, especially if you get brown rice. Like stuff like brown rice have a lower glycemic index, so you get the energy to dissipate slower. But I'm just ranting and raving. I just wanted to share those two anecdotal stories. My cousin, he's maybe in his early 50s now. And my former supervisor, who was in his late 70s, they both were able to lose a lot of weight without exercise by just reducing their bread consumption, So maybe you don't even want to have any bread in your house, I don't know. Or get wheat bread. Wheat bread has a lower glycemic index because it burns slower. So, maybe you want to get some whole wheat bread. That might be the best way to go. You got to be careful. Yeah. So, have a great day and thanks for listening.